What's going on, beautiful people? Sorry for the delay. I am your host, Drake B. Drake, with Everything Culture, the podcast for all cultures, a podcast with a purpose. And this evening, Sunday evening, we're back with another Sunday Night Live. We go live every Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is the last live of 2025, y'all. We did it. We made it through. It's crazy how 52 weeks could fly by. And I'm thankful for at least spending, I'm gonna give it a generous 48 weeks with y'all. And it's 2025 has been better than 2024. I would say that. I wouldn't say we did the best with everything culture. We're going to be so much better in 2026. And it starts with relocating and reallocating our time and in what we're investing in, and how are we showing up more, not only for our audience and our community, but as well as for ourselves. So thank y'all so much for being here. If you're new here, welcome. This is a time where we come together and we have community with one another. We converse with our community, converse with our audience. We answer questions. We talk about our most recent episodes, what we have coming up, what's going on in society. This is the closest thing you can get to gossip with everything culture. Let me tell you that. But man, Christmas just passed 3 days ago. Shout out to my family. It's beautiful. I don't call them my in-laws. This is just family in total. It is amazing. A lot of smiles, a lot of joy. Once again, it's not about the gifts under the tree. It's about the gift. It's not about the presents under the tree. It's about the presents around the tree. You feel me? And it was amazing. A lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of jokes, a lot of memories. I wish I could bring all my family together, but just know the love is there, the intention is there. So we just have to be grateful for the time we spend with one another. So I know I see Jaya in the audience. I'm gonna bring you up on stage if you're ready to come up, Jaya. No pressure, no pressure. How was how's everything coming?
Christmas was pretty chill. This point, I can't wait for the new year to start.
Okay. Any
Um,
plans?
yeah, actually, buckle down, finish school, and just get it done that way.
Okay, okay. We rock with it. Thank you for being here. Okay, you have seem like we have. So what do you call it? The New Year's resolutions when people putting together what they want to do, what they intend to see, the impact they want to make. So I love when we can converse and plan out for what we have for the new year and what we have, the expectations that we have for ourselves as well as others. But it's something that I'm learning day by day how to see who supports you and what I've known this for some time. Know where to categorize your friends and your family, your community. Okay. I have to reshuffle some things. I'm seeing that right now. And it's nothing negative. It's nothing that people want to bring and be messy or hateful about. I just have to recognize who wants to show up for me, where and how. Am I making sense? So, if people can check that box, I would appreciate it for them. Some people don't check it directly. Some people are passive and they'll show you better than they can tell you. And I can respect that to a sense. I just want to learn and grow and go for it. That's the goal for this 2026. And this year I would hit a milestone in life where I'm truly excited about. I wouldn't say I'm scared, I'm worried, or how do some people say like nervous about it, but I would hit the big 4-0 this year and God has blessed me to see it. I tell people, oh, I believe my mother passed in her 40s. So I just want to, I know I want to bring everybody down and be grim, but sometimes I feel like I just want to make it past that age, because I just want to break cycles. I want to be healthier. Shout out to my nieces, by the way. I'm sorry I couldn't answer your call. They just called me. I'm playing on the phone. I'll make sure to call them back. But it's one of the things where I think about often is just life, health, wealth. I see so many people get put in binds where they're overly stressed about what they want to be and what they want to see and what they want to do, rather than just living life for the moment. Recognize, I'm not saying just be reckless, but enjoy the moment we have. As me, I never say I'm a content creator. I say that quite often. I'm a creator who puts out content. All right. Hey Shan. And I said it because when I'm out and about, sometimes I don't want to pick up the phone. Sometimes I don't want to have my camera out. I just want to be there. I just want to bask in the moment, the connection with people and what we're seeing. That's what I really want to sit in with 2026. I want to have, this is the year 2026 is where I'm going to meet a lot of my community that's been supportive. Okay. I don't know when we're going to meet, but 2026 is going to be the year. Okay. I don't even know where, but it's going to happen. I'm being intentional about actually making connections with people I've made connections with online, make physical connections, just seeing them, like shaking hand, giving a hug, high five or something. Let's link up with one another and chop it up. Hello, Shauna. But I believe that's something I believe we should have more of as well. Well, I met a lot of people through the pandemic. Okay. And the pandemic was 6 years, about to be 6 years. I think it's due time, baby. I think it's due time. But I am still happy for whatever connection we make and we go forward with. Let's see. Once again, holidays are cool. Driving, I was, shot. Put this aside. Y'all know how I'm gonna get. I don't have anything to sip on tonight, so I can't blame it on nothing for what I'm about to say. But I am so happy. If you're from East Texas, okay, if you know driving through 59, 59, 69, however you want to take it, okay, you have to pass a small little town or whatever. Okay? A few of them you're gonna have to pass. I ain't even gonna mention the name. I'm gonna be politically correct here with everything culture. I want to stand up and do the right thing. But it's a small town that is a definite speed trap. I'm thinking I've gotten at least 1 to 2 tickets there, and I've been pulled over at least 5 times there. Okay, at least 5. This go around me driving to East Texas. I see they have created a new freeway, a new route where you can pass right by that small town. You ain't even got to go through it no more. Ain't that good? Ain't God good? Ain't God good? Because when I tell you, I don't know how that little old town or whatever is making money anymore, and it ain't even my problem. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just happy you ain't gonna take my money no more. You feel me? And because listen, it'll tell you 75 is the speed limit. It would drop to 35 like within a quarter mile, a tenth of a mile of that. But either way, that was something I was happy to see. I was happy to play. They had, what is it? Is it tea time with my nieces? I enjoyed playing Phase 10. This is the first time in my life we ever finished Phase 10, and we finished twice, 2 times. I had to take the W one time. I had to put my flag in the sand. But the food was delicious. Got me some good sleep, a lot of good rest, and I am happy for that. I was able to call a lot of people. If you didn't get a call or text from me for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, don't take it to heart. Okay, I'll send you something for New Year's. I try to make sure I go back and hit up everybody that hit me up for 2025. Another thing we think about, what do you want to take into the 2026 year as well? Let's think about that. What do we want to take into 2026? Do y'all want to keep doing these Sunday night lives? Do y'all want to hear more episodes? Are we going to switch social platforms? Is it going to be something new? Are we going to stick with what the same old we've been sticking with? What is something you want to see for 2026? And what's something you want to see maybe less of in 2026? I don't know if y'all gonna start going to the gym or y'all the January gym babies and all that when it's been packed and everybody be in there, or do you just want to keep things the same? How do you want to operate this year in life? Okay. Are we going to be better planners? Are we going to eat better? Are we going to love ourselves and love others better? You got to put yourself first and before you put someone else. How do we want to engage this year? You know, how do we want to put it together? I'm always curious about that. Shout out to my cousin Mark, my aunt Dee Dee. I was calling and checking on my cousin Aaron, showing love. My cousin Nat and our family, y'all are doing well. I know, these holidays ain't what we really about, but just such an intelligent, smart, and great family that you put together. Shout out to my boy Mike, my nephew. Boy, proud of you, man. Well, I'm proud of him. Like I could put some time bragging about him, but I ain't go. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let other people. I'm gonna let him take his shine. But it's good to have young men in the family that want to do the right things in life. I'm happy to see that. I've seen him become an adult, and I've seen him be a little boy. He's always had a good head on his shoulders. Little. I ain't gonna say a smart mouth, but he's always been inquisitive, and sometimes being inquisitive can come off being disrespectful, and and that's something I'm praying that the Lord continue to protect him and see him through these moments as adulthood and his growth and becoming grown. I would think about putting this as a clip in the show, but I may just ask it right out right now. I've asked this before. When do you feel like you became an adult? When did you feel like you become grown? Do you believe they're one and the same or there's something different? I've been getting a few responses on the socials about it, but I would like to ask my audience who's actually listening or watching, when do you feel like you became an adult? Okay. And when do you feel like you become a grown? When do you feel like you became grown? And a follow up with that, when do you feel like you should become an adult? Or when do you feel like you should become grown? Because if we look at society standards, what we have now, for the most part, being here, I'm in Texas in America, you're an adult when you turn 17. You're treated as an adult when you turn 17. You're a complete adult when you turn 18. But you still don't have all the privileges as an adult until you're like 21. And you still have a lot of parameters until you turn like 25. Like your insurance still gonna be high until you turn 25, at least as a male. Okay. I always look at rights and privileges and your milestones in life. When should they be hit? Or when are they usually hit? Okay. I'm gonna share my experience. Do y'all mind if I share? Y'all cool with that? We're gonna chop it up a little bit. I see you, Jay. Thank you for being here. When I feel like I became grown, an adult. Definitely when I was maybe 16. I felt that I was an adult when I was like 16. Maybe I feel like I became, sometimes I may have been grown when I was 16. I had a lot of responsibility in my childhood. I had a lot of responsibility. It fluctuated. At 12, I could have been considered as, I wouldn't say an adult, but I was grownish. I didn't want to be. I had to take on a lot of responsibility with limited rights. By the time 15, 16, I had a lot of rights and responsibility. but I had a lot more than my peers. And it kind of stuck like that for some time. Even when I was in college, I was recognizing a lot of young men were acting like older boys rather, and I was like, I'm already in an adult mindset. I'm paying bills. Nobody's paying. I'm going through my tuition. I'm looking at everything detailed. I'm paying for this. I'm figuring it out. I make sure I'm signing my promissory note. And I shared this with my auntie some time ago that we went off to college, when I came down here to Houston, to University of Houston, it was my first time I saw, I hate using the term weakness, but I saw the humanity in my auntie. I saw her as a individual rather than my auntie or my caregiver. That's when I definitely like, okay, I'm an adult now, fully. Because grown, I was like, grown is the mindset of handling. It's hard to, like I said, we go try to decipher, understand. It's just my interpretation of the situation of the term is when I saw her struck like panicking, because I come from large town, small city or whatever, where she's well known, she has connections, she works hard. Um, she can go into places and her name means something, you know. She know these people. She know how to maneuver around those spaces. But coming down to Houston, hitting that freeway, she panicked. I think I'm just gonna fall asleep, wake up, we're gonna be there. No, she lost. She got turned around. Let's just say that in the country way. Confused where 18 wheelers and cars flying by, and I'm seeing her like flinch and oh, I'm like, that's not like you. We get to U of H, and I'm seeing people kind of like dismiss her, talk to her, and she get kind of like timid and quiet and kind of put her head down. I'm like, that's weird. That's awkward. These are things I'm picking up on. And she's asking more questions than she's giving directions. And that's one of the first times I've seen that too. I'm like, huh. Okay, okay, okay. This is time to process some things. Then further throughout the process, I said I'm gonna have to step up. Nothing against her, no strike, but she's done the best she can do. She's done the best she can do to raise me to be the man who I am. From my aunties to my mother to my father, limited support, my cousins, you know, this is time to put all this knowledge you've had in life to work, my man. Drake, this is it. That's what God told me. It's like you can't call and ask everything because she knows so much. Start using these other resources that you need. And I'm hoping my little cousins and family members and my peers and any other person that may need to hear what I'm saying right here absorb this, because your parents and your caregivers are people too. I started getting them gifts, and when I realized, okay, yeah, this costs money. The value of a dollar? Not only the value, we talk so much about the value of a dollar, the value of time. Really dating and taking real relationships where you have to divide, going to each other's holiday families for holidays, and delegating responsibilities. That's when I started to feel like I was grown. I always say I became an adult and a grown adult. Then I became a responsible grown adult. I definitely lean on when we built our first house, and my bullheaded self was like, I'm going to lay down the grass or lay down the sod in my yard. I'm gonna do the backyard. Okay. I am a man. I remember that I'm a grown man. I got muscles. I got hard work ethic. And I want to just at least to say Yeah, they built the house, but I put something in on it too. I'm college educated, graduate, psych major, social minor, putting my degree to work every single day. Got a promotion. I'm an out man, making some solid money. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna say not only growth for personal, I had even political. I was like, man, I used to be like, if you ain't a citizen here, if you're undocumented, you don't deserve free health care and all this and all that, or support health. Man, let me tell you something. That was a moment in my life. Me getting that grass. First, I try to pick up the grass in my truck. I try to just take this 1500 up to the lawn and grass spot and pick up about what two pallets of grass. They looked at me like, nah, G, that ain't gonna work. You'll need a truck. They're like, it's cool. It's your first time. Once again, I always leave with a smile, and I'm a sucker for the good customer service, and customer service go both ways. But that's another conversation. That's another day. And they're like, you know what? We'll bring it out to you free of charge. Okay, cool. They come through, they dropped it in my front. I was like, ooh, this is heavy. Oh, you got a wheelbarrow? No, I need to go get a wheelbarrow. Okay. And once again, how old am I? I'm maybe 28. I'm 28 right now. Okay. I go and get a wheelbarrow from Lowe's or Home Depot, one of the two. Pull it back. I already got the sprinkler system set up in the yard, but I'm like, okay, it's time to make it happen. And I am lifting this wheelbarrow with this grass. I'm laying at least about, they come in the big squares. I'm doing like maybe 5, 6 at a time, maybe 7. They got a little weight, and I'm just got my gloves, and boom, then I'm sweating. My auntie, she gave me one of her yard hats. I can't remember when, and I never used that hat. Like, why she give you this hat? Like, baby, put that hat on, because she's big in working in the yard. That's the other thing. I used to see her working in the yard all the time. I'm working in the yard. My grandfather moved dirt. He was a contractor. Okay. Worked out in that landscaping and everything for commercial and for private residents. Okay. But man, it took me 2 days to move all this side from the front yard to the backyard. And don't get me, and I still went to work that Friday too. I had to go in the office, got off at noon, came home, and I had to hurry up home because I didn't want nobody stealing my side, and went to work. I probably finished the last drop off with the trailer, well, with the wheelbarrow at, because the sun was going down. So let's say it was like maybe 6:37. The day laborers and contractors across the street started whistling, clapping, cheering. They've been watching me this whole time, bust my butt. 'Cause I'm doing this by myself. Then I made sure to lay all the squares down, all the grass down properly. Turn on the sprinkler system. 'Cause you got to water, you got to keep it wet, and my everything hurt. I'm sore all over. I'm talking about from head to toe. I'm so, and I was like, I did it. I accomplished something I wanted to do. It was harder than I thought it would be, but I did it. I stuck to it, and this is mine. This is something I call back on. And then I was like, I would never do this again. This is the last time, baby. I remember why I went to college, so I can pay somebody to do this, man. But either way, I did it, and that's when I felt like paying taxes. Definitely, you grown, you paying taxes, man. There ain't no running from that. But long story short, it's something that this journey through life, and it is needed. And I'm looking forward to hitting 40 and becoming even more established. And talking to baby this morning, we were discussing that the word for 2026 is definitely going to be abundance. And I'm understanding back, it's working for it. And you ain't got to lose who you are and what but we got to do what God intends us to do and what He wants us to be. And everything culture is something He wants us to continue to grow with and share. We see so much craziness in this world. My apologies again for missing a lot of episodes putting out. This episode will listen. It's a Sunday Night Live. This is just a Sunday Night Live, y'all. But this will be all Sunday Night Lives when they're recorded. They will be put out as episodes going forward, most definitely. And I laugh. I talked about our most recent episode. That was peer pressure. Met a complete stranger peer pressure me. Like, looked up this. Why you ain't got this? Why you ain't got that? Well, and that's usually like I could keep making excuses, but I'm just not doing enough. I'm fully well aware of that. And it's time to start making excuses and start making results. That's one of my mottos. What we doing, Drake? What we doing? But I appreciate y'all support. I appreciate y'all being there throughout the journey. If you want to come on the show, if you want to be a guest, if you want to do the I got 4 great makes and views I need to put out. Good stuff. Just got to do it. And I want to do it. And if you want to join the team and be more involved, I know we all are busy out in this world. Let me know. I will not turn away good help. Okay. As long as we have intentions to do the right things, I'm all in it to grow and win it. Okay. But yes, overall, man, I hope y'all doing well. I hope everyone's blessed. I hope y'all have a great Monday through Friday. New Year's Eve is that Wednesday night? Look at that calendar. I think that's New Year's Eve is Wednesday. So Thursday will be in the new year. I hope y'all are excited. I hope we're ready to grow and go forward into a 2026 and be better people than we were before. Tell your people you love them. Don't wait till it's too late. Take care of your health. Got a lot of initiatives want to go for it. But yeah. And don't forget to answer the question. When did you become an adult and when did you become grown? But yeah, overall, man, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for conversing with us. And we'll see y'all in 2026. Peace.